Friendship International, step 10, but going back to step 9 because yesterday I had a rough try on making my frames. So after I finally got this one going, I got a telephone call that I had to answer and I just about gave up. So I'm going to finish putting on my frame and then I'm going to show you how to make today's step, which is a changeable piece of acrylic that can contain anything you want to go in this pocket. And I'm going to give you a couple ideas of what can go in your pocket, but we'll have a few weeks before you're doing this step probably, and you can think a lot about your album. Okay, I'm going to put on this piece. I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch of black showing. I think that's where I got in trouble yesterday. I tried to leave 1/8 of an inch on my blue and orange album and I did not measure it right. So I had to decide, am I even going to use it? And I am. I'm just going to cover up the mistake, and I'll show you that after I finish this one. So I'm taking off right now the lining of my double-sided tape. Twist it around here. And I'm making my frame. And the reason I do not use glue, liquid glue, is because if it gets on your plastic, you will not get it off. This looks like it's just a little bit long. So I'm going to do a little snip. Put a little black on my edge. And now the frame is done. Now we get to decorate a piece of plastic that will go into the pocket. So I did this, made this piece of plastic, acrylic, so that it would fit inside the pocket. But remember, I put foam tape. So you have to make sure you allow room for the foam tape. And I put a piece of tape, a paper on top of the plastic so I can grab it to get it out. And I will have a special tab. I just haven't decided what tab I want. But this is where this little pocket is going. And all of it will show, so it's pretty easy to decide what you want on it. So what I've done is I've made duplicate things. And one is going on the plastic one direction. This is the back, so the numbers, yes, these numbers are upright. This is my upright. This is my front. And I think I want this camera there. And I want the words, capture memories. So I have put the double-sided tape on again. Push this over a little. Double-sided tape. I'm taking off the covers. And it's not going to have a lot of pressure because I don't, even though it's a changeable pocket, I don't know how often you'll change it. But I like the idea of being able to change it. I'm going to put this at a slant. Then my capture memories. Let's see, new row here. I've got to find my edge. I'm just going to put a little bit of tape because my capture memories are 2 different sizes and I don't want the tape to show. Now you do not have to have a title here. You can have a photo, you can have a ephemera card, you can have another kind of card. It's really what you like. And you can make this decision a lot later if you'd like. I'm trying to decide where I want this. I think Okay, now I'm going to turn this card over. And you're going to see I have two different choices. This is going to be on the inside, and I think I'm going to choose this one because it's pointing inward. And it's exactly the same size as my other picture. Now, because my names are different size, I'm thinking I might have a little problem covering up this white. We shall see. So I'm going to place this on the back side of the acrylic, right on top. That should work. Yeah, that'll work. Now I'll put tape on the back of these. Nothing will show now, I think, because that's a little, looks like it's a little bigger. So when you open the album, you'll also have a title if that's what you want to show. If you want something bigger than the front, you can always put a paper behind it. And some of these other cameras that I've cut out, we can use these inside the album to decorate things later. There we go. I now have Capture Memories. Bring back the album. This is the cover, so I'm going to turn it backwards. I'm sliding it into my pocket. Maybe. There we go. It's got a lot of layers now. Sliding it right in. And we'll see how it looks. I see a little bit of white up there. So I think I'll take it out and put a little black there. I didn't notice it wasn't perfect. I was going to use the oxide, but I don't want to get oxide on my photo. So I'm just going to use a Sharpie. It's on the other side. Interesting. I think we're just going to have to let that go. I'm going to let it go. This isn't going to be my perfect album, but it will be okay. And if I stare at it long enough and I don't like it, I will put a new piece on that's trimmed better, because it can come out and it can be fixed. So now we put our album back together. And there we go. Capture the memories. As I look at this, it might need a date or something down here to sort of balance it out. But that's one of the albums. And I still haven't decided what I want to do on the corner, but I might just add this on top because I sort of like it. But I want to think. Okay, now let's go to the one that was giving me trouble yesterday. I think why it gave me trouble, as you can see the pocket I made on the inside with a foam. I made this a little big, and I've decided I'm not taking it apart. You learn from your mistakes, and mistakes can be happy accidents, or they can just be accidents. So I am going to cover up the black on the inside of this frame. That's what I decided to do. Okay, so I'm just going to put a frame on top here. Remember, this is flat. I put that on yesterday before I got my phone call. And I am just going to cover this now with my frame. I had to reprint the frame because my frames were cut too small yesterday. Again, the joys of digital paper. So I'm going to lay this, let's see, on top so I can't see the white. Let's move it over. I'm not going to push down hard because I'm not exactly sure of the size. So just gently. Now I did put the black soot distressing around this. And this one doesn't matter if the black shows, but I'm going to try to make it equal to that one because the black isn't showing, so I will not show it there. Miter to my corners. Oh, I can use a little ink there. Just about going to the edge of the black there. A little black on my edge. And this will be my framed cover. So, when you make your cover, you might be a better planner than me, because this wasn't planned perfectly. This has white showing a little bit. Should put the stripe on first. So at an angle, you can still see that white a little. And I'm not going to worry about it. For me not to worry about things is interesting. Okay, I have some overlap here and overlap there. So I'm going to just trim it a little. Again, I want to put my black so it shows a miter. And here I can just lift that up and trim it even. A little bit of black might go there too, so it blends in better. There we go. And there's my cover. Imperfect, but at the same time perfect. Now, this album is very generic. It's just paper. But I told you I thought I would like to do my family reunion. So I went on Cricut this morning. I have another piece of plastic that's going to go in. And I made some vinyl. And it just says Family Blessings. And I thought that went well with a reunion. So I'm just going to take off I just put this on for protection because I already did it. And then I'll show you how I do it. Just gently taking this off. I put vinyl over paper. And this is a transfer sheet. So this is going to be my cover. And I really like it. Now I can keep my transfer paper and use it again. And if you guys want a vinyl label, let me know. But here I prepared a little bit better, and I have plastic on, tape, double-sided tape, and I put black ink around the edge. And I'm going to have to add some black ink around this so it'll show up a little bit. The colors are, it's called Patina by Victoria Designs, and it's a little random, and I absolutely love it. But because of that, the blue isn't as intense all the way around. Now when I do this, I even add a little bit of black to the back, and I switch. You know, if I did that with those frames, we would not have seen the white. So if you take a little bit of black, in case it doesn't line up right, just put a little around your edge. So this side, this one is all ready to go. And this one is ready to adhere and have the vinyl put on. The funny part of this is these plastics disappear. So I'm going to put that right in the center of my plastic. When you have the transfer sheet on, find an edge of it. Sure. I think my nails need to be, oh, here's the edge, okay. Find the edge of your transfer sheet, and now I'm going to roll it backwards. I'm doing it the wrong way. I need to roll it the other way. Find the backing of the sheet and roll it backwards. I'm just going to roll it off. You can see my F of family started to come up. So take your time and push down so nothing comes off on your backing sheet. There's part of the B, another part of the B. I'm just pushing down so the little pieces stay. And that's why vinyl works a little bit easier sometimes than paper, because it's easy to transfer this transfer sheet. Now I made my background shield a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to place the family blessings on top of it and push down a little. I think I'll actually burnish it a little. It stays in place. Okay. Now I can take the transfer sheet off. And essentially roll it. And so this is one way you can make your title. And like I said, the transfer sheets are reusable, so I put it back on the backing. This one has tape, this one doesn't have tape. So let's add a little bit. Remember, I'm not using the tacky glue today, because if that gets on your plastic, you'll never get it off. So I'm fairly generous with this double-sided tape. Now, because I made the mistake on step 9 yesterday, this is taking a bit longer, so I'm sorry about that. But I think it'll give you good ideas for your pocket. And you could even put a photo and then put a label on your photo. Now there's one more step I need to do. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. It's hiding right here. This has one piece of sticky tape on it. And this has 2. And this is going to be the piece of paper I use for my edge. Remember, I'm going to add a tab, but I haven't decided what kind of tab yet. So I'm just putting a thick piece of paper on top of my acrylic, so it, oh, I need to take the tape off, so it doesn't bend, and it can easily be removed. So by putting a piece of cardstock under it, that should help. So I'm just adhering this to a piece of cardstock, pushing down, and then I'm going to just angle my corners a little. And this won't show, it'll go under the border, but this will make it easier to work with. Now I'm going to take my family blessings I'm going to open the box to make sure I put this in a good spot. Because this is narrower than this, I'm going to try to center the family blessings. Here we go, family blessings. Now to the other side, right or wrong, it's going right on top of it. Now I think dates added to this would be good. If you're giving this as a gift, whoop, tore that too much. If you're giving this as a gift, you can add your name to and from, or a dedication. Both the front and back do not have to match. There we go. Family blessings. Now I'm going to slide this in its pocket. You know, when I put the tab, I might put a magnet on the tab because this is just a little bit wobbly, and that might look good. There's my title and my title from the front. So somehow we got through step 9 and 10 with, I think there's a little bit too much room here, but this is how it's going to stay. Again, I can add a flower or a flourish or anything later. But we got capture memories, and we got family blessings. So what is your title of your album going to be? We're still going to be adding a lot of accents and little treasures in the future steps, but right now your album is ready if you get to this point for your photos. Thanks for tolerating my learning process. I hope you learned from it also. God bless.